So today we are going to be working on mostly trying to alleviate back pain. And we're going to use several different techniques, but mostly things from functional range conditioning and foundation training. So we'll be doing cars and some decompression breathing again today. So really the idea here to alleviate back pain is to mobilize and also create space. And so for most people, back pain comes from in the low back. So L4, L5. Like you ask, probably 75% of people, where's your back pain? They say it's in the low back, L4, L5. And that is really because of the lack of mobility above and below that. So in our hips and in the thoracic spine. So today we're going to work a little bit on the hips and then a lot of it on that thoracic spine. So the thoracic spine is the upper part of our back, and that's really become a problem in America because of computers and cell phones and just being in a hunched over position for long periods of time. And then that makes our low back work harder, and it puts it in a bad position. So we are going to start with cars though, and we're gonna work our way all through our body, and we're just going to be seated for the cars today, and we're going to start with the neck. So sitting nice and tall, we're still going to create tension all through our body. We don't have to create like a massive amount of tension. Sometimes we do, but today we just want to take about get about 50% tension, and we're gonna get nice and tall, and then drop our chin to our chest, then turn your chin to your shoulder, and rotate your head all the way to the other shoulder, and then bring your chin to your chest. Take your chin to your other shoulder, rotate all the way to the other shoulder, and chin to chest. One more time each way. All right, shake that tension out. Again, we're just creating tension through our body. Again, not 100%, maybe about 50% today. We're going to go through the shoulder cars, and for this one, we're going to come up. We're going to reach back as far as we can, rotating our hand around, and just go down as far as you can to the floor, and then we'll come back around to the front. So just create that tension, tightening the muscles in your body, sitting nice and tall again, and then we're going to come up as high as we can, reach back as far as you can, and then reverse that direction, coming up and around and down. We're going to do that one more time each way. Come up as high as you can, reach back, come back around. All right, good job. Shake that tension out. Same thing on the other side. Coming up, reaching back. Don't let your shoulders rotate as you're reaching back here. So keep those shoulders square to the front. I'm kind of angled a little bit for you guys so you can see what I'm doing at an angle. Reach back all the way around. Coming around to the front. Woo, shake that tension out. Awesome. We're going to move into the shoulder blades. So for this first one, it's going to be a little bit different than we've done in the past. And what we're going to do is we're going to raise the shoulders up, and then we're going to go front to back. So protract and retract. bringing those shoulders forward and back. So I want to go up as high as we can, create tension through your body, and then we're going to protract and retract those shoulder blades. Protract, retract. We're going 5 times here. Keep them high. Pull back. 4 and 5, and relax. We're going to do that again, but with them down. So we're here. We're going to protract and retract. Protract and retract. Again, we're going to do this 5 times. So we're coming forward and back, forward and back. 2 more times. And 2, and relax. Grab a mat from over there. All right, and then we're gonna do circles. So this time, though, we're gonna do circles, but with just one arm at a time. All right, so we're gonna sit nice and tall. All right, we're gonna have that hand out, not straight in front, but just out a little ways from the body. Thumb is up. All right, and we're gonna start in a forward and down position. Create tension all through the body, and we're gonna pull back, come up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. And then we'll reverse directions. We're going to do three times the other way. Up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward. One more time. Up, back, down, and forward. And shake it out. If you want, Dan, you can come like up here so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Other side, starting forward and down. All right. Pull back, come up, forward, down. Keep that tension through your body. Back, up, forward, down. Back, up, forward, and down. Good job. Shake out that tension. If you need to, you can straighten your legs out, shake your legs out a little bit, windshield wiper on, whatever you got to do. Just get a little circulation there, and then come back into it. We're going to do elbow cars. So for this one, we're going to do both elbows at the same time today. All right. So sitting nice and tall, elongating that spine. We're going to bring both palms out. Want to keep the fingertips together. Straighten the elbows out. All right. And then we're going to create a little bit of tension, just about 50%. So squeezing the muscles, about 50%. And we're going to come up, keeping those elbows in place. Flip over, so your palms are going down, and push down. Straighten your arms all the way out. And then we're going to flip up, over, and down. One more time. Flip up, flip down. And now we're going to reverse directions. So we're going to come up, keep that tension, flip over and down, flip and up, flip and down. One more time. Flip and up, flip and down. Good work. Shake that tension out. We're going to go into the wrist this time. And so why don't you keep your fingers spread for this one? All right. And then what we're going to do is going to kind of start with our hand fully flexed here. And then we're going to go to the side. And then we'll go to the outside. We'll come up, come to the inside and down. We want to try and keep that elbow in place the whole time and not bend the fingers. So as you come up, don't try to bend the fingers because you're not really getting any more range of motion there. We really want to just get all the range of motion out of the palm of our hand. All right. So create tension through the body. All right. Hold that wrist in place. We're going to start in, spread those fingers, and we'll go out, come up, in, and down. Out, up, in, and down. Out, up, in, and down. And then we're going to reverse directions. So we'll come up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in. If your forearm's not burning a little bit, you might have did it wrong. All right, so you should feel a little bit of tension there. All right, a little bit of burning. All right, shake it out, and then let's get to that other side. All right, so again, starting in. All right, flex. Let's tight, create tension through the body, and then we're gonna go in, up, in, down, going out, up, in, down, out, up, in, down, reverse directions, coming up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in. One more time, up, out, down, and in. Good work. All right, shake it out. We're going to go into some ankle, knee, and then hip cars. All right. We're going to do the ankle and knee from a back lying position today. So a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So I want you to go ahead and lay down on your back. Who doesn't love this part? All right. And what we're going to do is bring your feet up and then your knees up to about 90 degrees. A little bit higher. You want your feet just a little bit higher. Definitely not lower. All right. So we're looking just get a little bit higher here. If you have to, you can hold your knee in place. All right. And I'll bring this one down so you can see what we're doing here. And we're gonna go full rotation in the ankle, all the way up, coming up, in, down, out, and then reverse directions. We'll do that 3 times each way. So let's start up and externally rotated. So out here. All right. Creating tension through the body. All right. And we're going to push down, come in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, and then reverse directions. We're going to go in, down, out, up, in, down, out, up. All right, shake it out. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right. And so we're externally rotated and flexing that foot, create tension through the body. And we're going to press down, go in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, and reverse directions. Go in, down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in, down, out, and up. Woo, shake it out. All right, next up, we're going to go into knee cars. All right. So for knee cars, we're going to create a circle. Again, keeping this, we're going to hold this knee in place here. And now we're just going to extend up as high as we can. We're going to turn in, and then we're going to come down. And we're going to create a circle going out, up, in, and down. We'll do that both directions 3 times again. All right. So holding that knee in place, externally rotating the foot, flexing it, create tension through the body, and then you're going to straighten your leg out, turn your foot in, and curl down. Externally rotate that foot, straighten it out, in, and down. It's okay if you don't extend your leg. I can't. If you can't extend it all the way straight, it's totally fine. We're just working the knee here anyway. All right. One more time. Extend, turn it in, down, and out, and then we're going to reverse directions, keeping that tension high. We're going to in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, and down. Woo! I'm so glad I did that because I went snowboarding yesterday and my knee is bugging me today. So this always really helps me after a day of riding. So anyway, all right, other side. So we're gonna start out and create that tension all through your body. We're gonna kick up, come in, down, out, kick up, in, down, out, up, in, down, out, and then we're going to reverse directions, going in, up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, out, and down. Nice work. Shake it out. All right, we're going to move into hip cars. So for hip cars, we're going to go side lying position. All right, right here. We're going to raise this knee up as high as we can. We're going to bring it out as wide as we can. All right, and then we're going to kick it back as far as we can and come down. Then we'll reverse the directions, coming back, up and around and down. All right, listen to my cues because it's really important when you're coming up here that we're going to kick this foot up first and then open up. And then when we come back, we're going to kick up here and then we're going to kick that foot up first and then bring that knee around. All right, so creating tension through the body. All right, again, we don't have to create 100% tension, just maybe 50%. And then we're going to bring your knee up as high as you can. Bring it out as wide as you can. Again, kick that foot up first. All right, and then bring that knee back and down. We're going to reverse directions, kicking back as far as you can. Bring that knee up first, or that foot up first, then the knee, and then around and down. Bring the knee up, kick that foot, then bring the knee out, kick back and down, reverse, kick that foot up, knee up, around and down. We're going one more time, coming up, kick the foot up, knee up, kick back and down, kick back, foot up, knee up, around and down. All right, shake it out. Switching sides. All right. Again, create tension through the body. And we're going to bring that knee up, kick the foot and the knee, and kick back and around. Reverse directions, kick back, kick the foot, the knee, and around and down. Kick up, kick the foot, open the knee, back and down, kick back, bring the foot, the knee, around, down. One more time, coming up, kick the foot, the knee, kick back and down, kicking back, bring the foot, the knee, and around and down. Good work. All right, we're going to move into the thoracic spine. First, we're going to do just some kind of like some cat cows. All right, so we're going to create a little wave with our spine and trying to segment really every vertebrae in our spine. So basically what we're going to do, creating tension here, we're going to curl those hips underneath, push up into the low back, then into the mid back, then the upper back, and then the cervical spine. And then we'll reverse directions, dropping the hips down into the low back, mid back, upper back, and then finally the cervical spine. All right, but we're going to keep tension. All right, we're gonna do this 3 times each way. Make sure that your hands are directly under your shoulders. Spread those fingers, screw your hands in the floor. Your knees should be just in front of the hips, not behind. So just in front of the hips, and then you're gonna curl your back toes underneath as well. All right. So arching the back first. All right. And then we're gonna create a little bit of tension, again about 50%. And then we're gonna tuck the tailbone underneath and then start to push up into that mid back or that low back, and then the mid back, and then the upper back, and then all the way through the cervical spine. Reverse directions, starting with those hips first, dropping the hips down into that low back, then the mid back, then the upper back, and the cervical spine. Reverse directions, starting with the hips, tuck the tailbone underneath, pushing up from the low back, mid back, upper back, and cervical spine. Reverse, starting with those hips, low back, mid back, upper back, and cervical spine. Again, tucking the tailbone underneath, low back, mid back, upper back, cervical spine. Reverse directions, starting with the hips, low back, mid back, upper back, and cervical spine. Woo, shake that tension out. All right, we're gonna go into another seated position. We're gonna work on some thoracic cars. All right, and we can either go into like just a seated position like this. If you have to, you can bring your feet in wherever you're at. But we're gonna sit nice and tall. We're gonna give ourselves a hug. All right, we're gonna drop down, go to the side, extend back, around, and down. So we're trying to really work that thoracic spine in a circular motion. It's sort of like neck cars in a way, kind of the same type of rotation. All right. So give yourself a big hug, create tension through your body, and then you're going to curl through that upper back, the side bend, and then open up all the way around to side bend the other way and down, reverse direction. So side bend the other way, open up, side bend, and curl to the front, reverse direction. Reverse direction. Keep that tension up. And then one more time each way. Side bend, back, around, side, and down, reverse direction. And down. Woo! I love it. So that's our cars. Now I want to move into a little bit of decompression breathing. So one of my favorites, I'm going to take my socks off for this one because I like to have a little bit of grip. I might even take off my sweatshirt because it's starting to get a little hot. Starting to get warmed up a little bit. All right. Coming into the studio this morning, first thing, it was nice and cold. So, all right, so we're gonna work on some decompression breathing and lengthening the spine and creating more space within the spine. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to open up our rib cage and take the biggest, deepest breath into the rib cage that we can. expanding the chest, expanding the side body, expanding into the back, and getting the biggest breath in that we can. We're going to hold that breath, and then we're going to breathe out by pushing our belly button to our spine. So try that one time. Just take a deep breath in, take it into your belly, into your chest, into your side body, and into your back, and get as big as you can. Now hold that using isometric contraction. So just tighten every muscle in your body and keep that chest nice and big, and then breathe out, pushing your belly button to your spine. Take another deep breath in, get as big as you can. Keep filling up that chest with air. Tighten every muscle in your body, stay big, and then breathe out, pushing that belly button to the spine. Okay, so that's the technique that we're going to use just in a few different positions. Okay, so we're going to start with the founder's position. All right, for this one, we're going to widen our feet. All right, and the idea here is that we're trying to lengthen the spine. All right, so I'm going to hip hinge back or pull my hips back, and I'm keeping my back perfectly straight. And then I'm going to bring my arms overhead, touching my fingertips together, and I'm trying to lengthen and pull my hips back as far as I can away from my hands to create as much space and length through the spine as I can. All right, so shake it out, and then we can get right back into it, and then we're going to go. So feet are almost straight forward on this one. All right, when we're down in this position, we're going to take 5 decompression breaths. All right, so we're going to hip hinge back, so pull your butt back, bring those hands forward, touch your fingertips together, lengthen the spine, pulling the tailbone from your hands, and take a deep breath in, filling in that chest, side body, and back. Tighten every muscle in your body, and breathe out through this, pushing the belly button to the spine. Take another big breath in, get bigger, stay big, and breathe out. Breathe in, get big, stay big, breathe out. Two more. Breathe in, stay big, breathe out. Keep lengthening that spine. Breathe in, stay big, breathe out. And relax. Squeeze those glutes to come up. Whew. Take some work. All right. So not only are we lengthening the spine here, we're also strengthening the muscles in that mid and lower back. And that's, again, a big problem that we have is when our shoulders round forward, all those muscles in the back become weak. They can't hold our shoulder blades back. So by getting into this position, we're able to strengthen those muscles, even taking these breaths in. So it's a great practice. We're going to go into a stagger stance. We're going to do kind of the same thing, where we're going to be in stagger, but then we're going to go overhead, touching those fingertips together, and then we're going to hip hinge forward and turn towards the knee that's forward. All right. So from the side, I'm here. I'm going to come up overhead. I'm going to hip hinge forward, and then I'm going to rotate towards that knee. And then we're just going to take 3 big breaths here. This is a tough pose to hold. So little staggered stance, one foot in front of the other. Bring those hands up over. Make sure your shoulders stay down. So we don't want to have those shoulders elevated. Your shoulders are staying down and packed. And then we're just bending at the waist. So almost like pull your hips back just like we did before, but rotate towards that front knee. All right. And then take a big decompression breath. Breathe in. Stay big. Breathe out. Breathe in. Get bigger. Stay big. Breathe out. Breathe in. Get bigger. Stay big. Breathe out. And come out. Whew. That one's dirty. That one's dirty. I know. Those shoulders just get on fire. All right. So we're going to change sides. So we're going to be here. One foot in front of the other. All right, again, we're coming over the top, and we're going to hip hinge and then rotate towards that front foot. Take a big deep breath in. Stay big and breathe out. Breathe in. Stay big. Breathe out. Breathe in. Stay big. Breathe out. Ooh. Shake it out, shake it out. All right, we're gonna do a little bit easier one, and we're gonna go down to the ground. So this one's called supported bridge. So we're gonna be laying down on our back. All right, and the idea here is that we're gonna lift our hips up off the ground. All right, we're gonna keep our toes together, and once my hips are up, I literally want to try to pull my heels to my butt, but I don't want my heels to move. So it's going to be more like this, and then I'm pulling here. So I'm creating tension on that posterior chain, all right? We'll keep the toes together the whole time, and then we're going to have our hands over the top of our head with our fingertips together so that our hands are almost creating a sphere, all right? And then we're going to take 5 big decompression breaths. Try to keep your hips off the ground the whole time. All right, so toes together, fingertips together, shoulders down, and then squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up, pull your heels to your butt, and take a big decompression breath. Stay big and breathe out. Get bigger. Stay big and breathe out. Get bigger. Stay big and breathe out. Get bigger. Stay big and breathe out. One more time. Stay big and breathe out. Ooh-wee. I love that one. Nothing decompresses my spine more than that. And it takes practice. The first time you do it, it's hard. The next time you do it, it's going to get more effective. And then the next time you do it, it's going to get even more effective. So, all right, we're going back up into a standing position. We're going to get into that founder's position, and we're going to do some angels or handcuffs. Some people call them handcuffs. Basically, the hands are going to start in this position. We're going to go all the way up over and behind the head, and then back here. The idea is that we want to keep our hands and our elbows up and away from the body as far as we can. So they're not going to touch the head. They're just going to be behind, and then they're not going to touch the back. They're just going to be behind, all right? But we're going to hold that founder's position, all right? For this one, it's just going to be shallow breathing. Maintaining a really tight core, and again, trying to lengthen that spine as much as we can. Again, we're trying to create space and create strength through the spine, okay? So in that founder's position with your feet wide, toes straight ahead, We're going to pull those hips back. So it's a hip hinge back. Let's start with those hands behind. All right. And then we're going to rotate all the way up. Again, lengthen that spine. So we're pulling those hips back. We're going to go hands all the way over the head. Make sure those hips are back as far as you can. So you're lengthening that spine from the crown of your head as far as you can. We're going to do this 5 times, rotating from the back to the back of the head. And that's 2. Keep pulling that tailbone from the crown of your head. That's 3. And 4. And 5. Whew, good work. All right, I want to do another thoracic rotation, this time from a standing position. And so this is like another thoracic cars. So we're going to be in the standing position. We're going to give ourselves a hug, and then we're going to curl forward, go to the side, back, around, and down, and then reverse directions. But I just want you to make sure that there's no bend in the waist at all. So we're just bending through that upper back, and we're going to create some more tension now. So that first time through was kind of just, they call it the morning routine. We're just hitting cars on every joint in the body, holding about 50% tension, and now we can start to ramp that tension up a little bit more. So screw your feet into the floor, tighten your calves, quads, glutes, core, chest, back, and arms. And then we're going to give ourselves a hug. And then we're just going to curl forward, not bending at the waist at all, just in that upper back. And then side bend. And then roll to the back. All the way around to side bend the other way. And then curl forward in reverse directions. Keep that tension high through the glutes, the quads. All right, that's 1. We're going to go 3 times. Lengthen that spine as you bend, curl, get that side bend. Lengthen as you side bend. Lengthen as you back bend. Lengthen as you side bend. And curl. One more time each way. Lengthen. 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 Reverse direction. Lengthen. 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 Woo, shake that tension out. All right, so that's good mobility in that upper back. Remember I said we need to work on the mobility in the upper back to relieve that back pain. We also need to relieve or work on the mobility in the hips. So we're gonna go down into bear sit position. And I'm gonna come here. So bear sit, 90 degrees in the knees, 90 degrees in the ankles, and then sitting nice and tall, all right? Depending on your level of pain and mobility, you may be able to bear sit here. You may have to bear sit with the hands back here, and that's totally fine, all right? So the goal of what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna open up and drop this knee down all the way to the ground, holding this knee back as far as we can. So we're gonna drop it down, and as we're dropping this down to the ground, when we have to, this one's gonna just have to follow. But get this one down to the ground first, and then we're gonna follow through with this knee. And then we're gonna open up, and when we open up, this knee's gonna open up first, and this knee's gonna stay down on the ground. So we're trying to create that space here. Once we get to a point where we can't move anymore, then this knee's gonna follow. We'll go all the way down to this side, boom, dropping that knee down. And then this knee can finally come all the way through. And then we'll reverse directions. Opening up, boom, all the way. Bringing this knee down and then coming through. All right. So we're going to do this 5 times each way. I know it's nasty, but this is how we get gains in our hip mobility. All right. So sitting nice and tall. All right. If you can, no hands. If you have to, go ahead and set your hands back. Create tension all through the body. Tighten the calves, quads, glutes, core, chest, back, and arms. And you're going to drop this knee down as far as you can. And then bring that other knee through. And then come up. Bring this knee up as high as you can until it can't move anymore. And then start to follow. Dropping the knee all the way to the ground. And then follow through with the other knee. Open up. All the way. Pressing down. Open up. Yes, my hips are very tight from snowboarding yesterday. And that's very difficult right there for me. But I'm fighting for it, using my tension. That's 2. Open up as wide as you can. Fight for that range of motion. And drop that knee down. Open up. That's 3. 2 more times. Keep that tension high. Dropping down. Bring that knee up. Fight for that range. That's 4. 1 more time. Fight for the range. Back to center for that 5th one. Woo! Whee! All right. So just a little check-in. Just see how you're feeling. I'm telling you, this morning I woke up and I was like, wow, I maybe did too much yesterday. Went snowboarding and then I came back and I did a big workout right after it. Even though I was tired, but still, like, once I got going, I felt so good. I just kept going, but I was like, all right, maybe that was a little much. But this little check-in, maybe do a couple squats, see how you feel. I'll tell you what, I feel 100% better. Like, I'm not even kind of joking. Like, I can't believe how much better I feel right now. So that's our session for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. Say what's up to Dan. And we'll see you next week at 8. Peace.